is on a hiring spree and they are providing you with training. And in addition to that, I have 4 additional bonus opportunities that do not require a degree and they let you train from home. So let's hop right in. But first, I got to do my shout outs. So we have more shout outs because the wonderful Miss Callie said, OMG, 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 Jazzy, I finally got a job. I was so discouraged. I've been watching your content and wasn't getting hired, but I kept trying and finally got a job for FIS as a benefits agent. And I started training May 13th. I'm so excited and thankful and appreciate all of your hard work and your awesome resume templates and interview questions. Answers. Matter of fact, I used one of your questions for my interview, the one where you talk about the magic wand and what you would change about the company. My interviewer absolutely loved that question. Thank you so much. God bless. Well, apparently he loved the question so much that he hired you, right? So congratulations to you. Thank you for letting me know this. Y'all show her some love in the comments, because we're all about showing love and clapping for others, because this is how we attract abundance and blessings back to us when we can clap for others. It's how you open up the floodgates for you to get a job yourself. Don't be a hater. And so the next wonderful congratulations that I want to offer is to the wonderful Miss Shannon. She said, thank you. I was able to get scheduled for an interview with Southwest Airlines for customer service. I'm praying I get hired. You guys clap for her in the comments, because literally 2 days after I did the Southwest video, she already had an interview on the table. That is huge. And when you use the right resume, when you have the right wording in your resume, it makes it so much easier for recruiters to just say, yes, let's interview you. We want to talk to you immediately. So it didn't take her very long to land an interview. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. And by the way, guys, if you like seeing these types of success stories, let me know by hitting like on the video. If this stuff is inspiring to you, go ahead and hit that like button, because this is just how we make each other better. When we show gratitude, when we clap for each other, when we tell each other congratulations, it is all about gratitude, and it's all about opening up those floodgates of gratitude so that we can put ourselves in a position to receive our blessings. The wonderful Miss Cassie also said a while back, thank you for everything that you do for us. I landed a job offer from Southwest today for the customer service and support role. I used your helpful tips on preparing for the interview and for polishing up my resume. I start training in August. Thanks again. Congratulations to you. Now, this is another one of those cases where sometimes I just don't see some of y'all's comments. And some of y'all have come for me on Instagram because you're like, Jazzy, I talk to you on YouTube and you don't say anything. And I'm like, I get thousands of comments literally every week. So sometimes I don't see them. It's no shade. I'm not trying to be mean. I just don't see your comments. So please leave me a comment down below. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell Jazzy how I can help, right? Let me know what types of jobs you want to see. Let me know what you're struggling with, because the more information you give me, the more I can custom create a live event where I can help you answer those questions that are keeping you from getting hired. So let me know in the comments. Go ahead and comment down below. Now, if interviewing is something that absolutely scares you, if having to turn in a resume is something that makes you want to vomit, go ahead and join my private community so that you can ask all the questions you want. We can help you with those tough questions, right? If you don't know how to answer, tell me about yourself. You need to be in a group of people that do know how to answer that question. Now, let's hop back into these super hot job opportunities. So the first opportunity we're going to look at today is going to be Carnival's personal vacation planner. Now, I just want to point out that for this job, they do provide you with training. It is a fully remote job, unless you plan to go in an office, in which that would be located here in Miramar. But if you are not in the Florida region, it's okay. They will still hire you outside of the Florida region. You just will be a remote worker. And we've actually had a bunch of pay bump members that have gotten jobs with Carnival. And what's cool is the earning potential, right? So there's no travel, it's fully remote, but the average salary is $80,000 to $85,000 per year. This is just over the $42,000, an hour range. So you can make a lot of money with this position, especially being that it's considered an entry-level position that they will provide you all the training, all the equipment for. So with this particular job, you're going to be assisting people that are wanting to essentially book their vacations, right? So you could be doing that by way of phone calls, text messages. It says you're going to basically consult on cruise vacation packages, and you might also do that through emails and through social media using the Carnival approved application. So if you're someone that's like, hey, I love talking about vacations, I love talking about that sort of thing, this is going to be perfect for you. Again, it pays between $80,000 to $85,000. I don't know where else you're going to find an entry-level job that pays that much and trains you. Now, I do have the resumes available for this particular role at paybump.com. Click the link down below. And if you need a resume, go ahead and get it out of the portal before this job closes. Now, the next opportunity we have is for Dropbox. A lot of you were amped up when you heard about my pay bump buddy, Matt, that was earning $240,000 working in sales. Okay. He got a huge job offer recently, and he even sent me the offer letter, which I was very excited to see. But I want to show you kind of like how he did it. So part of how you can get these super high salaries is when you work in sales, particularly when you look at jobs like account executive or account manager. Now, these companies like Dropbox pay very, very big. Even if you're in zone 2, do you see how much they pay? Like, this is a high six-figure job. And this isn't even like a senior role. This is literally a salesperson role. So I don't care if you work at a car lot as a salesman, or I don't care if you work in the medical field and you were selling some sort of medical supplies. All of that is perfect experience for a position like this. So what the heck is an account manager going to do? Well, essentially here, it's going to be a part of the sales and channel team. As a account executive, you're going to essentially bring those net new logo opportunities. So maybe Microsoft is looking for some additional cloud storage platform to utilize, and they're thinking about using Dropbox as that source. You would be the person that says, here you go, Microsoft, here's the quota for that. And perhaps you may even get the opportunity to do some presentations where you're presenting to these large companies. And most of the time that happens virtually. It's very rare nowadays that you're traveling to everybody's site to do those presentations. Most people prefer that you do it virtually, or they prefer more of an email-based thing where you just kind of like send them over the quote. But your job is to essentially show them the value of what Dropbox has to offer and to essentially help work towards closing that deal, right? Working in sales is really fun. I know some people have had bad experiences at certain companies, but don't let that deter you. Sales is where the big money is. And if you got the gift of gab, people in sales will absolutely love you. Okay. So make sure you're applying for this. Again, I've done the resumes for you. I've customized them. And this is what you need to have in hand. You need your resume if you're going to use my DM scripts for the recruiters so that you can directly work with those recruiters and say, hey, here's my resume. Let's get started. Now, the next opportunity we have is going to be with Pinterest. Pinterest is hiring for a revenue operations specialist, okay? So essentially, that is a fancy pants way of saying an order management representative, okay? It says they're going to process and manage incoming orders. You might work with the sales team or vendors. You might have to manage escalations as it relates to certain partnerships. So again, let's say Microsoft is partnered with Pinterest and they are a customer of Pinterest. Maybe you're that person that says, hey, did you guys submit your invoice? Or we see you have an outstanding invoice and we just wanted to remind you that the payment is due. Okay, so certain things like that, nothing too crazy. Again, it's part of the sales enablement team. So a lot of you have that experience with Salesforce, which is one way you can track orders that companies are submitting against each other. You can track the order, you can track the delivery status of that order. So a lot of you that have worked in logistics, I mean things like FedEx, UPS, USPS, anything working in logistics is essentially a part of order management. And that is what this role is. So if you look at this role, it's going to go into that 6-figure range for sure. Even if you are like a total newbie, look at this base salary. Like the bottom of it is $70K. And most of you, again, have some sort of sales support experience. You've got logistics experience. Even if you worked in a warehouse, that still falls under order management. Okay. Make no mistake. This is why I do those resumes, because I have to pull out your experience and show you exactly how that experience translates into these 6-figure jobs. Okay. Resumes are available for you in the portal at paybump.com. Now, another opportunity we have is with Billtrust. You may have heard of Billtrust before. They are hiring for an executive assistant, and this is going to be remote throughout the United States. And we all kind of know what an executive assistant does. Essentially, they manage calendars, they might manage travel, but this is a really cool opportunity for you to make a pretty decent salary. Their pay range is going to be $80,000 to $95,000 for this role. That's just for the base salary. That doesn't include your equity down here at the bottom and any type of like additional incentives. So again, this could be a very high paying opportunity for some of you all. So I always like to point out equity, because that's stock in the company, and that's another opportunity for you to make extra money once that stock vests. Again, commissions are also outside of this base salary. So with the bonuses, I would imagine you could easily be making $100K per year plus the stock, okay? So make sure you apply for this ASAP. Now, Labcorp has some more, I would say, beginner-friendly opportunities, such as this customer service and support representative role. Now, I do want to point out that this is going to be an 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. shift. Make sure you're available during those hours. They do provide you with a good bit of training. There are several weeks of training. So again, if you're not someone that has ever worked in any type of medical stuff or any like insurance stuff, that's a-okay, because again, they will train you. And I do want to point out, it is fully remote. It is very much a phones role. You might be talking to patients. You could be talking to doctors' offices or insurance carriers. Either way it goes, this is a great opportunity for someone that hasn't worked in a while and you're just wanting to get your feet wet. This is going to be something that looks really good on your resume, because if you have the company Labcorp on your resume, people instantly know that that's a big company and they respect it. And they're like, oh, you worked at Labcorp. That's a pretty big deal. So sometimes it's not all about getting paid the highest amount of money. It's about strategically planting yourself at companies for 6 months, 8 months, a year, and then going somewhere else and knowing that that single logo on your resume, that one company can take you to so many different places. And it could eventually take you into these 6-figure careers that we talked about just a second ago. So make sure you apply for this ASAP, because the application actually closes on June 4th. Okay. Let's be very clear. This application is not going to be out here very long. So go ahead, submit your application. If you have questions for me, make sure you're leaving me comments in our private community so I can help you, or so our career coaches can help you. Anything that you want to know, whether it's, hey, Jazzy, what do I say to a recruiter when I DM them? This is the type of stuff that we can help you with. So as I say, if you stay ready, you never ever have to get ready. Oh,